You say yes, you listen, you adjust, and somehow, you end the day exhausted, not from work, not from responsibility, but from being nice. Why does something that looks good on the outside feel so heavy on the inside? 2. Problem deep dive. You agree to plans you didn't want, you laugh at jokes that slightly bother you, you say, it's fine, when it isn't. In the moment, it feels easier, smoother, safer, but later, there's a quiet resentment. You replay conversations, you think of what you should have said, you feel invisible in your own life, and then comes the guilt. Why am I upset? I chose this. I'm supposed to be kind. Good people don't complain. So you double down. More accommodating, more agreeable, more drained. This isn't just behavior, it becomes identity. You become the easy one, the reliable one, the mature one. But underneath that identity is a nervous system constantly scanning for disapproval. Psychology calls this people-pleasing, but that word is too soft. What's really happening is a survival strategy. And it didn't start yesterday. Reframe. You're not weak. You're not fake. You're not secretly manipulative. You adapted. At some point in your life, being agreeable made you safer. Maybe love felt conditional, maybe conflict felt explosive, maybe silence lasted too long, so your brain learned a rule: harmony equals safety, disagreement equals danger. That rule gets stored deep in your nervous system, not as a thought, as a reflex, and reflexes feel like personality, but they aren't. They are strategies your brain chose to protect you. The problem is, what protects you in one environment can exhaust you in another. So what's actually happening inside your brain when you say yes and feel drained later? Psychological mechanism. There are 3 systems at play. First, threat detection. Your brain's amygdala constantly scans for social threat. Not physical danger, social rejection. Humans evolved in tribes. Rejection once meant survival risk. So even mild disapproval can light up the same alarm circuits. When someone frowns, hesitates, or disagrees, your brain predicts future exclusion. That prediction triggers stress hormones. Cortisol rises. Your body shifts into subtle fight or flight. But instead of fighting or fleeing, you perform a third response. Appease. This is called the fawn response in trauma psychology. You smooth things over. You shrink your opinion. You prioritize their comfort. And here's the hidden cost. Your prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for self-expression and decision-making, gets overridden by threat management. You're not choosing freely, you're regulating anxiety. Second, cognitive dissonance. When your actions don't match your true feelings, your brain experiences internal conflict. It's like holding 2 incompatible files open at once. I don't want this. I said yes. That mental friction consumes energy. Studies in cognitive science show that self-control and emotional suppression drain glucose and executive resources. Translation: pretending is tiring. Third, reward conditioning. When you're nice and avoid conflict, you often receive subtle rewards: approval, praise, relief. Your brain releases dopamine, not for authenticity, for safety. So your nervous system links self-silencing with reward. It's like training a dog with treats. The behavior repeats, even if it costs you. Now imagine this pattern repeating 10 times a day. Small self-abandonments, micro-betrayals, each one tiny, together, exhausting. But here's the deeper question: if being nice is wired to feel safe, how do you stop draining yourself without triggering that old alarm? 5. Practical framework. Not by becoming rude, not by swinging to the opposite extreme, but by retraining your nervous system in small, precise ways. Step 1. Delay the automatic yes. What to do: replace immediate agreement with one sentence. Let me think about it. Why it works: this interrupts the threat response loop. It gives your prefrontal cortex time to re-engage before the amygdala finalizes the appease response. Real-life example: a coworker asks you to stay late. Instead of instantly agreeing, you pause. You buy time. Your body calms. You decide consciously. The goal isn't refusal, it's choice. Step 2. Practice micro-disagreements. What to do: intentionally express low-stakes preferences. I actually prefer the other restaurant. I see it a bit differently. Why it works: exposure therapy principles show that gradual exposure reduces threat sensitivity. When you survive small disagreements, your brain updates its prediction model. Conflict no longer equals catastrophe. Real-life example: your friend picks a movie you don't like. You gently suggest another. Nothing explodes. Your nervous system learns. You are teaching your brain that honesty is not danger. Step 3. Track resentment as data. What to do when you feel drained. Ask, where did I override myself today? Write it down. Why it works. This builds metacognition, awareness of internal states. Research in behavioral psychology shows that labeling emotions reduces amygdala activation. Resentment isn't proof you're selfish, it's feedback. Real-life example, you feel irritated after dinner with friends. You realize you agreed to a plan you didn't want. The pattern becomes visible. Awareness breaks autopilot. Step 4. Separate kindness from self-abandonment. What to do? Before saying yes, ask, am I choosing this, or avoiding discomfort? Why it works. This reframes the behavior. Your brain begins distinguishing authentic generosity from fear-based appeasement. Over time, neural pathways linked to choice strengthen. Fear-based pathways weaken. Real-life example, you help a friend move. You're tired, but you genuinely want to. That feels energizing. Different from helping, because you're scared to say no. The body knows the difference. Step 5. Regulate before responding. What to do when you feel pressure to agree. Slow your breathing. Exhale longer than you inhale. Why it works. Longer exhales activate the parasympathetic nervous system. This calms threat circuitry, allowing rational decision-making. Real-life example, your partner is upset. You feel the urge to immediately fix it. You breathe first, then respond. You're no longer reacting, you're choosing. 6. Integration. Here's the mental model. Imagine you have two internal settings, safety mode and authenticity mode. For years, safety mode ran the show. It kept you liked, included, uncriticized, but it overworked you. Now, you're not deleting safety mode. You're adjusting the settings, lowering its sensitivity, raising your tolerance for small discomfort. Each pause, each honest sentence, each survived disagreement. They recalibrate the system. You're not becoming less kind, you're becoming kind, without disappearing. 7. Quiet empowering close. You were never drained because you cared too much. You were drained because you cared without boundaries. Because your nervous system confused harmony with survival. But your brain is plastic. It updates, slowly, quietly. Every time you choose honesty over reflex, you send a new message inward. I can be safe, and be myself. And one day, you'll notice something subtle. You'll still be kind, but you won't be tired. You'll leave conversations, feeling steady. Not because everyone approved of you, but because you didn't abandon yourself. And that kind of kindness doesn't drain you, it strengthens you.